Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Here locally in the community. Make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Body by Jeremy Jones.
Good afternoon, Lions fans. Here we are. It is July 5th. I hope everybody has all 10 of their digits still on their hands after lighting off fireworks all night. Let's get into who we think is going to be on the starting 53-man roster. I hope everybody had a fantastic 4th of July. I ended up not working. I ended up napping a lot. Going outside, watching fireworks, then going online on YouTube and watching them across the country. Hey, Jeremy, stopping in real quick to say hi on this busy afternoon. Go Lions. I'm listening as I run errands. That's great, Trace. Good to see you here. Glad to know we're neighbors, with you being in Flushing, though. That's awesome. But let's start with the easy position at QB. Starting, I got Goff. Backing up, I got Hendon Hooker until said otherwise. I don't think there's a way that Suckfelt ends up our backup. You got to go by what we have on our roster. You can't do projections and conjecture. At running back, we know it's Monty, 1A, 1B. Monty and Gibbs is 1A, 1B. And I think Sion Vaki takes over at 3, and Craig Reynolds ends up 4th, if he gets on the roster. So far, that's 6 positions. Then you go to offensive line. It's been super busy and absolutely awesome. Oh, that's great. You know, when you're able to work and be busy, it always makes the day go better. Offensive line, Taylor Decker at left tackle. I think backing him up is Dan Skipper. At left guard, you're going to have Graham Glasgow. I think backing him up is Coyote Awasika. It's either going to be him or Sorsdahl there, and I'll explain why. Because that's the two that have the best shot. Awasika did it in game, and Sorsdahl's looking improved this offseason, but until it's seen in game, we don't know. At center, of course, is Frank Ragnow. Backing him up, I think it's KingsleyEgyekun. I think we're going to carry 10 offensive linemen this year, which means we're going to have to cut one short somewhere. We carried 4 tight ends last year. We carried 4 running backs, and we carried 6 wide receivers. So somebody's getting cut, and I think I know which room it is. At right guard, you've got Kevin Zietler, and you have Christian Mahogany. Right, Craig Reynolds won't last if he's on the practice squad. I put him in the starting room at 4. You know what I mean? As far as who's on the roster. And then at right tackle, it's Penei Sewell and Giovanni Manu. There's nobody else at tackle that's been doing anything, and I don't think they're gonna let a rookie hit the practice squad. Everybody have all their toes or else you're getting nothing for feet picks. Hey, Keegan, that's great. Um, I think that's great. Wide receiver, we know Amon-Ra St. Brown is the number 1, even though he isn't a number 1 by position, he plays everywhere. Then it's JMO. And then here's where the discussion comes in, and I think these 3 guys make the roster, and we might only carry 5, because I can't guarantee you that Darius Fountain or Traquan Smith or even Isaiah Williams will make the roster. And it's gonna be Khalif Raymond, DPJ, Antoine Green in no particular order, because I think DPJ could actually win that 3 spot because he's actually had an off season to work with the playbook and Goff. No, Mutai had no game experience. He stayed on the practice squad last year. It was Awasika that was doing all the backup guard work last year. Sorsdahl, when he came in and started in a few spots when we were short, when we both of them had to start, he did not look good. It's why I give Sorsdahl the behind Awasika at this point. And the new rules allow a team to carry 9 or 10, and I think it's 10. I think we're going to keep Kingsley Egukun. He's been having a great OTA so far, but I want to see it. You know, John Dorn, you can say that the Lions wide receiver room is very, 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 very weak. It ranks 7th best according to PFF in the entire league. Not in the NFC, not in our division. It ranks 7th best ahead of the Packers on in PFF. So take it with a grain of salt. Now to tight ends. Tight ends is Sam Laporta, Brock Wright. And right now it's a toss up between Shane Zylstra or Parker Hess. I trust PFF's rankings better than ESPN or NFL Network lately. They haven't been doing well. And Lorenzo Allen, thank you. I think James Mitchell is going to be a cut. We're only keeping 3, which means either Parker Hess or Shane Zylstra will not make it. Happy Friday. It is an FYF Friday. That means fornicate your feelings. If you don't agree with me, I don't give 2 craps. Defensive end room, we know the starter is Hutchinson. The other side's up in the air. But the list of the backups and the potential starters could be Kaminsky, Davenport, or Betts. I said the depth is Pascal, Houston, um, Anwuzurike, who plays inside and out, Wingo, who plays inside and out. You know, we have a very deep defensive end room now. Now that we got rid of the bums inside and out, no more Julian Aquara, who misses more time than he plays. No more Romeo Aquara, who did the same thing after he got his contract extension. And I said when we did it, it was a bad signing. Mutai has had a very bad camp, Detroit fam, and from what I understand, I'm thinking Awasika makes it. Lawrence Ellis goes, we're fornicating. Can't wait to see DPJ make some of those catches I watched him come down with at Michigan. And I'm going to say my famous disclaimer. Jeremy Burlick Jr.'s opinions does not reflect those of kneecap biting with the Motor City Lions, nor smoking Jeremy B. I would not bench Gibbs for anybody on this roster any year. Will Aleem be a blue chip player this year? Good afternoon, JB and everybody else. No more bugs. We rated that full. I think The reason why Michael Badgley made the roster is he stole the thumb drive from Will Harris and Benito Jones of AG keeping his job with Dan Campbell. And now he has it, and he's held us under ransom, which might mean he gets the starting job. Whose offseason do you like so far better, the Lions or the Chiefs? We had one guy get in trouble and he got cut from the team. The other two guys have been in the news repeatedly. Oof. But they did cut Bud, so that's about time. At defensive tackle, we got Aleem, we got Reeder, we've got Broderick Martin. And then you got a plethora of guys that can play inside and out. Kaminsky, Pascal, Wingo, Amwuzariki. No benching Gibbs for anyone. Nope. Absolutely. And then on to our linebackers. I said Aleem right off the rip. Aleem, Reeder, Martin. Then it's the plethora of guys that can play inside and out that'll rotate in and out of the lineup. Which they're also in the defensive end room, which is Wingo, Pascal, Onwuzurike, Kaminsky. At the linebacker position, right now it's looking like Jack Campbell might be taking over the mic, which means the will be Anzalone. I'm talking about with the bad news that came out. I would rather have the Lions off season than the Chiefs off season, period. Regardless of who they got. We had one player get in trouble so far. We got slapped for doing a contact practice in OTAs. Bad boy. Yeah, you lose a practice. It was not in pads anyways. Who cares? My off season is the best. I flipped my Jeep at Silver Lake yesterday. Best off season ever. Oh, you took on a dune that you couldn't get through. Bad Orlando. I missed the beginning. Sorry. Yep. Uh, and then at linebacker, like I said, we got Campbell, Anzalone. Then you got Rodrigo Barnes, and then it's going to be two guys, and I don't know which two out of these three it's going to be. And I'm going to throw Mitchell Agood in there. I'm going to throw JRM probably does make it as the fifth, but the sixth guy is the one I don't know about. There was another guy I liked that's a linebacker. Just a second. Let me look through the roster list here. Nate Lynn. Nate Lynn is the other one that might make this roster a UDFA pickup we had because I heard he's been making moves on special teams. He's an undersized Matthew Betts. He's more along the size of and we still have Ben Neiman too. Yes. So that's another one that you could throw in as a possible for the sixth. We have all those guys. Yeah, I didn't make it that far down the list yet. I just know there was a guy I was looking for, Keegan. Now to the room that I think is the most upgraded, and I'm going to start with the top two. CB1 right now is Carlton Davis. CB2 is Terrion Arnold. And then, hello, Christina. Good to see you. Thank you for chiming in. Make sure you guys hit the like button on your way out. It helps the algorithm to get this show up further in the podcaster ranks. It helps me out greatly. But the cornerback room, as again, I'll start at the top. It's Carlton Davis and Terrion Arnold. And I know Amik Robertson's trying to get that one position from Carlton Davis because he hates the fact that he's depth. He's tweeted about it. He goes, I'm a dog. I'm going to win that starting spot. And I love hearing that type of competition from our guy. Betts is considered an edge because he's at the same size, really, just an inch shorter than if you look at it by height to weight ratio, he's basically Aiden Hutchinson, but an inch or two shorter. So again, let's go back to the beginning. Fighting for the CB1 spot. is Carlton Davis and Amik Robertson. Number 2, and it's basically almost set in stone by what the coaches are saying, is Terrion Arnold. At 3, it's whoever loses between Davis and Robertson, Mosley, and Rakestraw. So that's a 5 deep wide receiver room that might start on other teams. I don't care what any other fan base says. These guys are good enough to start on other teams. Hell, Gutekunst already called Brad Holmes a thief for trading up in front of him to get Arnold, and they knee-jerk reacted, skipped taking Dijon and took Morgan. And then you still got guys like Stephen Gilmore, Khalil Dorsey, and Kendall Vildor sitting in the background. At safety, I think the 4 we're going to run with, it's going to be Kirby Joseph, Brian Branch, Ifeatu Melifamu, and Brendan Joseph. I think they all have the leg up over everybody else. Because I don't even think J.J. Ross made the 90. He didn't. And the only guy that might make it as a special teamer out of that group is C.J. Moore. I think he'll be brought in for special teams, which, if you look at the year before he got injured in 2022, that's all C.J. Moore did was special teams. Well, then Gutekunst shouldn't have released the press statement, John Dorn. He called Brad Holmes a thief. And he's not horrible slow. He was dealing with a hammy. So you keep thinking he's slow when he starts picking your guys off this year. At kicker, I'm torn. It hit him straight in the face mask. Yeah, it went between his hands while going for an interception. And you have to understand the odds of it bouncing the way it did were about the same as hitting like the Mega Millions or the Powerball. It's a 1 in 10 million chance. A 2-inch round point with seams across, up and down, hit a half-inch wide bar and bounced perfectly to Brandon Ayuk. He was an unlucky victim of a lot of hate. Dorn, then why did Tom DeGrassi cry for Dijon? Yep, absolutely. He cried about us getting Arnold. He goes, okay, there's still Cooper Dijon. The last time we've had even close to this depth was the 2014 season with Darius. Why is Brad Holmes a thief? Because Dallas wasn't going to take Terrion Arnold. That's what it's all about. Terrion Arnold was going to fall in their laps. We traded up and drafted him right in front of the Packers because they were the 25th pick. So at kicker, it, I want it to be Betts, but for some reason I feel like it's going to be Badgley again. I hope it's not, but I hope it's Betts that win it. So is he crying about this? Maybe yeah, exactly. He did cry about it. He came out and did a presser the week after the draft saying he called Brad Holmes a thief after trading up and taking Branch in the year before and then grabbing Arnold this year. And we know who our punter is. There's no question there. Hey, it's Woody Bach of the Wild Woody Show. Good to see you, brother. So that was the entire roster. Um, I know that there's been some I like the attitude and fire Meek Robinson has. He's going to make someone earn his spot. Absolutely. He is not settling for being the dime back or the where's Von Poop? He is pooping on on the boss's dime for Pepsi as usual. Hoo hoo hoo, lol. I love it. John Dorn just hates the fact that we got two players that his GM wanted. He can talk all the crap he wants. I know better. Or I wouldn't have seen the posts about it, right? Tom Grassi cried about it twice, 2 years in a row. Hey, John Dorn, how's soccer going? Give us a soccer update since you're the soccer pro of Packer fans. Soccer Dorn is a troll. I love him. He's funny. He makes good jokes about the Lions. And when it comes out that he's wrong, 99% of the time, it's fantastic. I hope Yoli Cruz, the Packer fan from the Packers, we all love because she comes in here. I don't know. Our quarterback ended the game with a touchdown, and your quarterback ended the game with an interception. I'll take mine first. And we went one game further. The Packer fans, especially that Packers podcaster was hurt over over the branch pick last year. Yeah. I hope it becomes a yearly thing where we take what the cheesehead want. Yes, absolutely. Trade in front of them every time and take whoever they were targeting. Fantastic plan. Steve Walker, good to see you, brother. He's a New Breed 313 podcast, if I remember right. Correct, Steve? Ooh, shots fired. How did the Holmes cost the Lions a Super Bowl? He doesn't play on the field. Sorry. How does it feel that Love cost you guys an NFC championship game by throwing a pick to end the game? We all saw the angle. It was a horrible throw. They had the camera right over his shoulder. Tim Colburn. Yes, sir. That's correct. Make sure you subscribe to that New Breed 313 podcast. He is one of the newer podcasters out there. I like supporting our fellow podcasters. We are all here to make each other grow together. There is no hate to be made. And shit happens. On paper, it looked good. The guy that was supposed to be our CB1 got hurt 2 snaps into the first game he plays. Yes, anyone that brings up SOL is living in the past. I know. And John Dorn's so old he can't help it. He hasn't embraced the new generation yet. John Dorn's so old when he bends over he farts dust. Love you, John. New Breed 313 Spurts. Yes, sir. Thank you, Jay. So make sure you check them out. I don't know when they go live. He can put it in the chat. That way we all can support him together. I try to make sure I go hit a like on his stuff. But with the improved secondary we have this year versus last year and the year before that and the year before that, because think about it. This is the most talent AG has had in his secondary. Let's send that Packers reporter a case of Kleenex every draft. Yes. Yes. So he sat beside Jesus in the third grade by Queens and Care Bears. Hey, I will tell you this. On Wednesday, I had a Packers fan on, Mike Marsh. And I also had a Vikings fan, Mike Johnson. And they agree with me. Until someone beats us, the Lions are the cream of the crop in the NFC this year. Cameron Luck, congratulations, good sir. Cameron Luck, yes, this morning his baby girl was born. Make sure everybody tells Cameron, one of our regulars for the Lions fan cave chat, congratulations on a healthy baby girl and a healthy wife. I'm glad everybody's good. Why did Dorn cross the road to go cry? Keegan's coming in. But they both said we're the team to beat. And when it all came down to it, they all agreed that it's probably going to be Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikings this season. And yesterday at 11:45 a.m., so 25 hours ago almost, I became a great uncle for the third time. My niece had her second baby, a little girl. Congratulations, Hope Ann. I hope you're watching. I know she follows the show as well. She gets most of her Lions information from me. So Cameron Luke had the baby this morning. My niece had the baby yesterday morning. It's been a very proud 24-hour period, let me tell you. It's and happy belated birthday to our resident Packer fan who frequents our chat, and it's not John Dorn, it's Yoli Cruz. It's Angelo's fault. Yeah, what's weird is two girls being born back to back like that. It's Angelone's fault. So that's three in a 3-week period for Lions fans. I think Khalif Raymond's going to have a good season this year. I think him and DPJ are the true that are a lot to win. They're going to have the biggest battle this offseason to get the wide receiver 3 position. And the only reason why I'm going to give DPJ a leg up is he's taller and has a better contested catch rate in his career. His contested catch rate is 82.5%. For those that don't know DPJ's professional stats, he made a lot of contested catches while he was at Michigan, too. The reason why is he's not as crisp as a route runner, and he doesn't get in and out of his cuts as fast, so it lets DBs and linebackers keep up with him, so he has to be able to make contested catches. But he does catch with his hands and pulls it into his body. That's what I like about DPJ. And look at what he did year 3, while right after they signed Deshaun Watson, and how good he did as the wide receiver 2 for Cleveland Browns that year. Everybody forgets how good of a year he had with garbage QBs. And yes, DPJ is the better blocker for the run game. It helps when you're what, 40 pounds heavier and 4 inches taller. I mean, he's 215 and Raymond's 175, soaking wet at 5'7", 5'8". He's tiny. He's a tiny boy. Every time he gets a first down against Green Bay, I'm going to put this sounder up. But what I will like on the field, when you got Amon-Ra and DPJ, is Jamo and Khalif Raymond at the same time, who are both legitimate take the top off of the safety deep threats with their speed. Yeah, I love Raymond has the dog in him. I think that we might see a platoon at 3 of them rolling DPJ out in certain situations and Khalif Raymond in others. I think we might run the 2 tight end set more. And the only reason why I'm not penciling Shane Zylstra as that tight end 3 starter is how good of a camp Parker Hess is having. That kid's been doing great. And yes, this is the first time that he'll be healthy or not suspended and be able to play the entire season. And I still say, because he's still developing a rapport with Goff, that realistic expectations is 45 plus receptions, 750 plus yards, and 5 plus touchdowns just in the receiving game. That does not include gadget plays and the touchdowns he'll get from then. And yes, we are 62 days away from week 1. Let's see who the player of the day is. That is Michael Neese. Michael Neese is number 62. We are Michael Neese days away from real football. Jamo, Gibbs, and Raymond speed kills, yes. And yes, Ben, I'm not a Michigan fan at all, but Hutch on defense has turned out more this turned out toned right out this year, and dude's a monster and should run the ball at offense at the red zone. Yeah, I still can't wait till training camp. It is going to be crazy. I'm going to go to one of the Mondays. I haven't figured out which one yet because that's my day off. I may take the day off of podcasting that Monday to go to camp because I have to go this year. It just has to happen. I got to be able to report what I see on the field. And Woody asks, regretfully, I've not been keeping up with camp. Tell me everything about it. Um, Wide receiver wise, JMO looks like he's building that confidence with Goff we've been wanting to see and looking like the most improved player coming back this offseason. Amon-Ra St. Brown is steady Eddie. He catches everything thrown at him. Terrion Arnold had multiple picks throughout all 10 days of the actual camp that everybody played together. Brendan Joseph was the starter at free safety. It's hard to do that because I had to do it through my paper. My publisher has to apply for that. I've applied through the Lions for press media coverage myself through another show that had me on it. So I'm still waiting. I'm on the short list until I get an email saying I'm approved and get sent my pass. I can't do anything about it. I've been on the list since last year, Steve. But the NFL approved me before the Lions did, which is why you're going to see me down in New Orleans in February. Oh, that's awesome, Woody. Yeah, I'll definitely let you know which Monday I'm going. Hey, Trace, why don't we make it a 3-pack of Lions fans going to camp? You want to go the same Monday I go? We can get together and make a day of it. Meet up with Woody Bach, you guys. Michael M says, I don't know if Goff can repeat. I think he's a lot like Cousins, not starter material, but is serviceable. Well, big things. Michael Marsh. I'm going to tell you right now that Goff did the exact same thing he did the year before when the defense was worse. He kept us as a top 5 quarterback. He put up top 10 numbers across the board, just like he did this past season. So he can do it repeatedly. The difference is he did it in the playoffs versus Kirk Cousins. I will look at the schedule. Uh, Trace, hell yes to that. I'll check my schedule. I should be free Mondays. Yeah. I mean, I think it would be a great way that we can all get together, hang out, and have a great time watching the Lions, get to meet some players and everything else because they always do a meet and greet after practices. The other thing I wanted to say is all three branches of the military, Army, Navy, and Marines, are 249 years old this year. They consider this the armed services birthday, even though they weren't actually born on this day. It's recognized as July 5th because they ratified it to call them the official thing then. They were born on different dates, but this is their collective birthday date. So Monday morning or Monday afternoon, when I come on at noon, I will let you guys know the Monday I'm thinking about going, and we can schedule it then on when we're going to leave, when we'll meet up and head down. Salute to the troops, because without the troops, we don't have this free country we live in. And even though some side, I don't care what side you're on, I'm not going to go right or left here. I'm going to give my opinion on it. Even though some side is trying to cancel history and cancel doing anything. Oh, yeah, Michael, I'm going to have you back on Wednesdays. You are now a permanent part of my roundtable talks. And from here going forward, it'll be less. Hey, I served too, Trace Army Strong here. I served in 88 and 89. So Monday we will collaborate right here on the show and set up our trip to go on a Monday to Allen Park. I'll give us a date. We'll get together. We'll meet somewhere and head down, Trace, because that's my goal. Yeah, I want to be there more often. Oh, so do I. I'm just saying, Monday I will know which date we're going to be shooting for. The public tickets, we just got to put in for them as fast as everybody else. How many do we want to take with us, Trace? We could have other people that we know meet us there. 86 to 94. Thank you for your service, sir. Thank you for your service. Thank you to anybody in the chat. I know Brent DeWitt has. I know Smoking Dad when he pops in. He does. And yes, blow pack blow, Mike. They're gonna do an early sponsorship because it's Fornicate Your Feelings Friday. You know what it is, guys. It's time for Fornicate the Packers. Put it in the chat. FTP for everybody. Because we love our Packers fans, but we loathe their team. Thank you for yours as well. I appreciate it. My brother is currently serving. My dad served in Vietnam. Uh, my nephew is in the Air Force. My grandpa served in World War II as a frogman. We are a military family. My dad did I think two tours in, if I remember correctly, from what he said. So I'm lucky to be here. He could have been one of the 50,000. I'm blessed. And in honor of my dad, I want to say thank you for no pullout game because I remember going to the drive-in with dad and coming home with mom. Yes, I can't wait to end conference games. And I said this right in front of Mike Marsh. Yoli Cruz, happy belated birthday, dear. My great niece was born on your birthday at 11:45 a.m. yesterday. Yeah, it's yep. We've got 4 generations. Poor Perry the platypus. So my great niece shares your birthday, Yoli. I won't ask how many years young because true gentlemen don't ask a woman their age. If she wants to offer it, she can, but I'm not asking for it. I know you're a school teacher. I hope you've been enjoying your inebriated summer because that's what most teachers do. At least all the ones I know around here. They have to get drunk to deal with school these days. And they said it's almost as hard dealing with the school board as it is dealing with the children. I might have to get some better double-sided tape for my foam back here. That or figure something else to hang up. Might do the latter. I might figure out something else to put up behind me. I think it's time for me to upgrade behind me. It should start looking more Lions oriented. I understand these are Lions colors right now with the alternate uniforms, but I'm probably going to have to do more of it on the ceiling, the sound deadening pads, and hang some tapestry on the wall. I think it's time. Well, thank you for your attempt to serve there, Michael Marsh. We appreciate it. I appreciate any effort to sign the black check that it, that we write that includes up to our own life to defend the Constitution, the people of the United States, and our president. Because that's what it is. And even though we are discharged, we are never truly relieved of that duty. We don't have to say an oath to break it. So once you're in, you're in. The only way you're out is dishonorable discharge. General discharges, medical discharges, that that all does not count. Oh, you were born on that Thanksgiving many moons ago there, Keegan? Wow. So your birthday's Lions history now. The day Sheila Ford Hamp made all our dreams come true. What an amazing chat today. Nope, the oath never expired, so you're covered, Michael. You still count. You're still a vet. There has been so many things that have been great over the past 3 seasons. Still today, overweight and almost 40, I would take up arms to defend this great nation. Amen, brother. We do have a fun chat. I love doing it. The reactions we get here, yeah, we all talk a little smack to our opposing team fans. It's what we're supposed to do, but at the same time, we're respectful. There's no one's here calling somebody uh, ignorant or stupid or mentally challenged or the politically incorrect words they don't like us to say. Even YouTube and Roku don't like those politically incorrect words. And when I'm on Roku, I have to be a lot more polite than I normally am. But I can say stuff when I hear something that makes no sense whatsoever. Wow, that makes about as much sense as wiping your butt than going to take the crap. That's my favorite one. And anybody that tries to really blame Brad Holmes for us not getting to the Super Bowl, I find it ludicrous. If our players would have played better, we'd have been in it. Hands down. The whole team failed. Offense, defense, special teams in the third quarter. It was all knee-jerk reactions to everything going wrong at the same time, and we could get nothing going right. Right. I still stand by that too. The Bears are the wild card. I still say, but I still don't have them in that upper echelon of double-digit wins. I think their ceiling is 10 this year because I think he will struggle early. Yeah, because if he's horrible, they're going to win 3 to 5 games like they did with Justin Fields year 1. So in all actuality, their window is from 4 to 10. And it's kind of the same thing with the Bengals if you think about it. If Joe Burrow can't stay healthy and there's a rumor he's going to miss the first 4 games, they're in that 4 to 12 range. And I got them a little bigger because I think they have a better top end window if Burrow is healthy. Wow. I love just talking football. Football's great. Yeah. It's a sport you could talk about year round, and I've proved it. I have not taken a week off from doing this show ever. I may have taken a night off here and there. I don't think they'll ever get to 14-3 this year, Michael. That's why I stopped it at 10. Or are you talking about the Bengals? Yeah, the Bengals definitely have that option. I don't think the Bears do. That's just me. As someone who's watched Swift's entire career, there's a reason why they sat him for games after he'd had more than 15 touches. Anytime he has more than 15 touches, the next game he gets injured. So they sat him a game, then brought him back in. If Reynolds was benched or traded, things would not have gone as much as they did. I agree. I think he should have been benched after the first drop, prior to even the fourth down. He had a drop in the first half that was key. On a second down, it was a nice long deep pass where oh, you were talking Chicago. Okay. I think theirs is between 3 and 10. It's a 7-game window. That's my window basically for the Bengals. They could be as good as a 14-win team or as bad as a 3-win team. You don't know what you're going to get because it all depends on the health of Joe Burrow and the strength of that O-line. And without Joe Mixon, they look a lot worse. I had a Bengals fan argue with me about Tyler Boyd. Yep, I heard that. I got to work in it. I go to work after this at 2 p.m. It's been an honor catering to Lions fans for the past 3 seasons now. This will be my third season of my show. I'm sitting at 461 subscribers. I think they have to get the deals done with CD Lamb and Micah. I think Dak Prescott, Kirk Cousins, whatever you want to call him, Dak Cousins, Kirk Prescott. Uh, I think he's the odd man out this year, unless they go to the Super Bowl. I think it's a Super Bowl or bust year for Dallas, and I don't think they have the team. They've got they got three-legged cane using Zeke Elliott and 2 midget micro machines at running back. Yeah, but it's all just getting this way, Keegan. All that storm front. But how great were your fireworks yesterday? Tell me, what did you guys do? Did you guys have barbecues? Did you enjoy time with family? Uh, what all did you guys do yesterday? Has everybody got all 10 fingers and toes accounted for? Sorry, I'm a grandma. I tell everyone to stay safe, so get used to it. I love it, Trace. You're awesome. CD Lamb and green and gold. Hey, you guys would have a true number one then. That's for sure. Watson could be a one. Oh, he's watching soccer. Yeah, that's more important than me. Oh, just picking on you, Will. Great. Good to see you here. You missed Christina Payne earlier. She was in the chat. I had to work 10:30 to 7, then just talk to friends. Rained out and rescheduled. Dad and uncle were Navy and Air Force during the Korean War. Daughter is the wife of a Marine military family. Saw enough fireworks during the storm last week. LOL. I hear you. And Michael Mars says theirs was rained out and rescheduled. The big one this week is Bay Cities on Saturday. They always like to do theirs on a Saturday so everybody can enjoy it. They do like a 3-day carnival festival. So I might head up there tomorrow after work because I get out at 7. I can get up there in time. I usually have this nice little spot where I can park and walk down. And I'm going to do it. Take my folding chair, my off, and the yard guard with me and set me up a little spot. I'm here with the grandkids at my daughter's. We had a couple packs of fireworks from Cordoba. We had a blast, good food, and good music. Hey, sounds like a plan. Awesome. How weird is it that the year's half over already, though? It feels like it just started. Maybe because the Lions went a lot further in the playoffs than anyone expected them to. So we had about a 2-week less of an off, 3-week less of an off season. It was hard to talk playoffs without the Lions in it the year before. But you know what was great to talk about? The fact we went 9-8 and knocked the Packers down to 8-9, and they didn't get in either. Can't wait to see all our Bammer dogs ball out this year. Roll Pride. Oh, so you're on the west side of Flushing, out there past Elms Road, probably near Seymour, Trace? Just guessing. I don't know. I know, right, Brent? See who we can get next draft. It'll be the next Alabama. That was great. I've recently got some disappointing news. My youngest turned 7th on the 14th, and we're going to Valley Fair. Take a look at that theme park. Uh-oh. Let me take a look. Oh my goodness. They are underwater, aren't they? On Duffield between Pearson and Coldwater. Okay. So you're on the north and west side of town. Got it. Almost due north. You're borderline Clio Mount Montrose area even. Put some Toby on and watched fireworks. The fourth was to America, the troops and Toby Keith. Yes, sir. Sound like a good one. Well, it's that time where it's almost sign off time. And this time, instead of putting it in the chat, I want to say it to every single one of you. try every day to be a better person than you were the day before. It's the only way to make the world a better place. It starts right here, and any day you wake up is a blessing. The only thing we can control is how we react to anything. As long as we do that, they can't be with you. Right on the lines. Yep, I remember. So you must be on the south side of the road, because if you're on the north side of the road, you're either in Clio or Montrose. It is a nice area out there. I used to live on Wilson Road in the Montrose part between Elms and McKinley. I wish somebody could have taught our younger generation about this, about controlling how you react to everything, because the world would be a better place that right now if they could. Have a great Friday, everybody. One Pride. Here is your outro.
Sports Network broadcast. You can find us on Roku TV, Amazon Fire TV, Facebook, and of course YouTube. Get all your NFL news here first.
Here locally in the community, make sure y'all go check out Kneecap Body by Jeremy.